Okay, since the time I have introduced the uniform schedules, my revenue has gone down, or let's say the profits made per day has gone down, but that is expected. You can also see my rank is also affected because of that. um, I'm not climbing positions anymore. So today I want to take a look at the general schedule and see the empty slots. um, for that, let's go here and see the schedule of the day. As you can see, let's say there are in all there are, I think, 60 flights scheduled, and there are or maybe I think there are 63 or 64 flights scheduled, and there are 4 flights or 4 aircrafts which are not being used. So for this residual time in every schedule, I want to find an appropriate uh, route for that aircraft so that I can schedule that aircraft for that route in the residual time of its schedule. It also depends on the size of the aircraft, and it also depends on the remaining demand on that day or for that aircraft. So let's say, for example, AC001, it just has 2 hours left. I don't think I have any route which is completed in just 2 hours. For AC002, there is a room for 6 hours of schedule. So let's see, if we go to AC002, or maybe I should go to the network and see if there are any routes which can be covered in the 6 hours. Let's say distance. Okay, we will sort by distance. That will give us an increasing order of time that will be required. Again, AC002, I need to check what kind of aircraft is it. It is an Airbus, and it has a capacity of 82 economy class passengers, 14 business class, and 6 first class. So I'll have to the point is, I will have to search for a route which has 2 constraints. Firstly, that route is can be covered in less than 6 hours, and that route should have at least this kind of remaining demand. So 82 economy passengers and 14 and 6. And then, okay, let's go to the network. And sort by distance. So Zurich is 286 kilometers. How much time does it take to fly on this route? So when I start at 1 a.m., it takes 2 hours 44 minutes to arrive. If I try to schedule AC002 here, then let's see what happens if I do automatic scheduling. Start, I want to select it as let's say 5 p.m. The remaining demand was not sufficient to add flights on the following days. So let's say if I add a flight here, the remaining demand goes down by -4 for economy class passengers. But I'm not sure. I think it is already considering A319, that is AC63, which has a capacity of 109. Alright, so what it would basically mean is, if I have to schedule AC002, which has a capacity of 82 passengers, and if the flight duration is approximately 3 hours, I can essentially schedule 2 flights here, and that would take my remaining demand down by minus 122 for economy class passengers. So this is not a profitable route anymore. So I remove this. So this route is out of question. We are already serving enough traffic on this route. Also, I think it makes sense that we do not schedule, let's say here, we keep these slots as empty because of the remaining demand issue, but we'll have to find those routes where the remaining demand is enough. But since we have already used this feature of automatic scheduling has already taken care of filling this schedule as per the remaining demand, so there won't be any losses anyway. But since we are not using the flights during these duration, it won't make any profit anyway. However, if we talk about this particular route, if we skip the economy class passengers, we still have a good amount of demand for business and first class. But for that will require a reconfiguration of aircrafts, and we are talking about the aircrafts which are already let's say being used on some other routes, right? Because we have already scheduled all the aircrafts on their primary routes, so to say, and now we want to utilize them or their time in fulfilling the demands of the remaining time here. Let's remove this, and if I select this, so let's take a look at it. The remaining demand for first class and the business class passengers is 129 and 339 respectively. This particular aircraft, AC063, it carries 6 business class and 6 first class and 14 business class passengers. So if we consider only these two, if I schedule 2 more flights, the first class passengers will be served well. Like 12 more first class passengers will be served and 28 more business class passengers will be served. So my idea would be to take advantage of this, only the business and first class. I schedule a flight which only has business and first class passengers. But let's go. I'm not sure if I should do that, because reconfigurations also take a while. So that would essentially mean I need to reconfigure this aircraft to match the demands accordingly. So for example, when I place a flight over here, it says that it is they still have 311 passengers from business class and 117 passengers from the economy class to be served, and my current configuration, it is only serving 14 and 6 respectively. So if I reconfigure this aircraft to match the demand for business and economy class passengers accordingly, what I mean is I reduce the economy class travelers on this flight, but I increase the business and first class passengers on this flight, I'll be able to schedule more flights in the remaining time. So let's do that. So this is AC063. Let us reconfigure it once and let's come back to this route and then try again. AC063. Can I go to that flight directly from here? No. Delete this. Aircraft AC063. Okay, so let's see the current configuration. It is serving a lot of economy class passengers as of now, and if we it is currently set to 109 for economy class passengers for every flight, and if I add 2 more flights on that day, the economy class passengers, the remaining demand for the economy class passengers, the remaining demand goes down by minus 222. If I have to adjust those 222 on these on the 6 different flights, that would mean I have to and that would also mean that I have to reduce at least 230 or 235 passengers. I have to reduce the number of these passengers from the other flights running on the same day using the same aircraft. So let's say 230 by 6 it somewhere comes around to 40. So I will reduce maybe 40 economy class passenger seats, and I will adjust the business and first class in that room. So it's 190 right now. So let me take it back to 75. Let be 74. Then I increase this to 20 and this to 10. Yeah, maybe 22, 23, 24. Yeah, okay. Let us apply this configuration and see how do we do now. Okay. Now we go back to its flights, scheduled flights. So let's go back to the networking now. Sorted by distance, ZRH we were talking about, flights en route, and we are talking about 63. So now if we try to do, so you see the configurations have changed here. And now if I try to add a new flight, the remaining demand is still good, still looks good. If I add another flight, the remaining demand still looks good. So this gives us a chance to again, so by reconfiguring this flight, we have made use of the remaining time this particular aircraft has on that particular day. So what I'll do is, since automatic scheduling already takes into consideration the remaining demand, I will remove all these flights and again perform automatic scheduling, and this time it should cover the entire schedule. So this is what I want to do for all the other flights. That's it for today. Thank you.